The World Surf League Championship Tour has returned to Pipeline. Last year's season opener saw unparalleled performances where experience proved supreme.
The greatest of all time is back on top.
Each surfer starts here, a fresh slate, on the starting line at the world's deadliest wave. This year, questions remain. Will newcomers disrupt the established tour names, or will the veterans continue their dominance?
Super late drop, somehow sets the rail, and he's coming out!
With the mid-season cut just 5 events away, the pressure is real. The road to the Rip Curl WSL Finals starts now at the Billabong Pro Pipeline.
Aloha everyone, aloha!
Welcome to the North Shore of Oahu, a celebrated 7-mile stretch of coastline with an abundance of world-class waves. Haleiwa is located 30 miles north of Honolulu. The coast is backed by steep hills and fronted by a system of nearshore reefs. During the winter months, these reefs are magnets for North Pacific swells. Out of the entire ocean, there is one small stretch of reef that has become the most significant place in the world of surfing, the Bonsai Pipeline.
Oh my goodness, Pipeline is coming alive.
Pipeline is really like the World Tour's Coliseum. Everything's right there, the intensity and the action's 100 yards from the people on the beach. It's just an intense wave and all the action happens really quick in 5 to 10 seconds.
That's like the arena of all arenas. If you can perform at Pipeline and show up at Pipeline, like the respect and admiration you get from your peers, that's what you want to achieve.
Starting the season out at Pipeline is everything you dream of for a surf fan, for the surfers on tour. It's the greatest show on earth.
Pipeline is the scariest wave in the world.
People are lying if they say they're not scared out there. And I think that's what makes it such a great challenge, is if you can put yourself in that situation mentally and physically and know how to navigate that fear and navigate that moment well, I think you're gonna have a really good outcome.
I think Pipeline is really seen as like the ultimate challenge for a lot of people.
Kelly's 31st appearance at Pipe in competition on the championship level.
While no one has completely mastered this wave, one man has come close. At the age of 50, he's not just the undisputed best surfer ever, he's one of the greatest athletes of all time.
Here we go, the GOAT, Kelly Slater, textbook, backside tube ride, it never gets old.
Hailing from Cocoa Beach, Florida, Robert Kelly Slater is surfing's GOAT. Slater has 56 CT wins, and one stands above them all.
Kelly Slater has just won his 8th Billabong Pro Pipeline.
I committed my life to this, you know, all the heartbreak, but I just savor this, and this is the best one in my life. Oh yeah, it's up there with winning a title for sure. I think it was all that situation all leading up to it for me, because I hadn't won a contest in 5 years. The amount of energy that goes into winning just a single event, but to get back to the winner's podium after a long time just feels amazing.
Seeing Kelly win was like the most special victory I've ever seen in pro surfing.
And you could even go as far as saying that was one of the best wins in sports. It's just a really cool story for a 50-year-old to take on a bunch of surfers that he could be their father.
Seth Moniz, literally half Kelly Slater's age. 2, 1.
I think he couldn't really believe it himself that he won again at Pipe. Both kind of looked at each other and started tearing, and I just saw it in his face how much that meant to him.
Just the span of his career over multiple decades, all of the different generations of surfers that he grew up watching, and then when he got on tour competing against and beating that generation, and beating the next generation, beating Andy Irons and Mick Fanny's generation, and going all the way to 2022.
Hold it up proud, Kelly.
The guy's insane. I can't even believe he's doing what he's doing, and watching him win Pipe last year was one of the most inspiring and incredible things like in surfing in a long time.
The GOAT, Kelly Slater!
him last year, I felt like he kind of was bummed out what happened. I think he won pipe and he's going, okay, world title, that didn't come true.
Unfortunately, the rest of the year didn't go to plan, and Slater finished in 15th place.
It is mathematically impossible for Kelly Slater to advance out of this heat.
There's no real chance here for Kelly.
When I relax and I don't get in my head, I compete well. And just the way it is,
I don't know if it was a combination of him losing some motivation, maybe some needling injuries. He has a few just normal 50-year-old things, where you're not feeling it.
While Slater is still regarded as one of the world's best surfers, contending for another world title could be his biggest challenge yet.
Is Kelly a title contender? I think it's debatable for sure.
He's been more or less getting beat up by the younger guys on tour the last 10 years. Those guys that do big aerials specifically, that's kind of a big advantage over Kelly. He's not as strong these days, which is fine. He's 50.
What it would take for me is just headspace. It really takes the motivation. I got to get rid of everything else in my life. I need to really go to bed dreaming about surfing.
Welcome to the 2023 start of the World Championship Tour. In this heat, our defending champion, Kelly Slater. Here we go, late drop, back door, under the hook, and coming out.
Retirement, it's not an easy decision to come to, especially when the skill is still there. I feel that candle kind of burning out for me.
Slater strolls through that one easily, just like he's walking the dog. No problem for Kelly Slater.
Slater advances to the round of 32.
Fun when they come, yeah. Hard to get them, but in a heat it'll be fun, I think. Nice.
There's been many major milestones in women's surfing, but competing at Pipeline might be the biggest.
You are watching surfing history for the first time ever. The women competing in a championship tour format here at Pipeline.
There's so much symbolism here for us, having the women of Pipeline. This is a wave that women haven't surfed in competition until very recently, and it's one of the most famous waves in the world. It's the most competitive lineup in the world.
We've never been given the opportunity, and now we have the opportunity to showcase to the world that this is where women's surfing is going.
This is a challenge the women are facing head on, and there's no doubt they're already raising the bar.
Under the hook, no problem.
You're seeing more confidence, taking off deeper, getting deeper in the barrel.
Tough takeoff, puts herself in a great position. She comes flying out.
I see people getting very comfortable in the lineup and feeling like this is a place for them. I think that's really important when we're looking at the next gen and what they're going to be able to do at a wave like this, to grow up knowing that the contest is here.
I've never seen such a new young generation so excited to surf Pipeline, and this is just the beginning of what we're going to see in the many years to come.
Coming up next, a new swell arrives and the Billabong Pro Pipeline continues.
Continuing to pour in, Gabriel at backdoor.
He comes out!
Oh my
God!
Pumping.
And time is running out on Kelly Slater.
Kelly's always dangerous.
He knows how to play the end of this.
3, 2, 1.
This is the day we've been waiting for as far as the Surfline forecast is concerned, and it looks like the waves are out there. There's some big barrels on hand for the best in the world.
Welcome back to WSL Presents the Billabong Pro Pipeline. Men's round of 32 is called on, and Australian Jack Robinson takes on Brazil's Michael Rodriguez.
Jack Robinson, what a turnaround he had from his rookie debut. Learned the ropes in a very short period of time. He's probably destined to win this event someday. Why not happen this year? Here comes Robinson now. There, he's starting to drive. Already a couple of great pumps. That red jersey showing us he's going the distance. Beautiful arc off the top. That's exactly what he was waiting for. And he earns that gift of a 6.5. Heading towards the right at back door in the priority heat, Jack Robinson. More time in the pit for the man from WA. Next wave setting up for Jack Robinson. Pipeline's coming to life. Robinson getting spit out. And Jack Robinson easily moves on into the round of 16 to compete later on today.
It's always a tricky wave part. Like, even though it looks perfect, it's hard to kind of find them sometimes. So just happy to find a rhythm.
Gabriel Medina and John Florence are back. I don't even want to say that too loud. Am I going to jinx that or something? You don't even want to touch it. It's just so exciting. I feel like the world deserves it. They deserve it. We deserve this.
The next heat features three-time world champion Gabriel Medina up against American Jake Marshall.
Medina, he is a showman, an entertainer, and he's in his happy place right here on tour, kicking off the year at Pipeline. Driving off the bottom, there's the ramp, full rotation. Sets his feet back up and jams it shut. As Medina's starting to light up the left at Pipeline, wide open pit. Here comes a ramp for Gabriel, up into the sky for the rotation to seal the deal. Medina's on the move, doesn't like to sit still. He's enjoying his job today. Jake Marshall in a speedy cave-in backdoor. He'll come out.
It's starting to get more hollow. The low tide continuing to pour in. Gabriel at backdoor on the backhand. In the barrel, disappeared.
Here he comes.
And Gabriel's coming out. Punching 1-2 combo. Sparring with the claim.
Felt really good. That was a bomb, and let's keep the ball rolling, and hopefully I can get a few more.
Hawaiian John Florence is considered the best all-around surfer in the world. Unfortunately, the two-time world champion has been plagued by injuries over the last few years.
John's hurt himself here, I think.
My injury history since competing on the CT, I might miss a couple. MCL tear on my right knee in 2016, right ACL, then left ACL, then left MCL last year.
Actually, the last like 2 or 3 years, it's been deja vu for John. Came out firing, seemingly just smashing the tour and really kind of having his way with it, and then sideline. So obviously that's really frustrating.
It's really helped me grow in my mindset.
He's really positive and he's motivated because something's been taken away from him. I think he's excited, especially after winning a couple world titles. Sometimes you need something to light a fire under your butt.
Just kind of going through it all and keep coming back and trying to compete at my highest level. By no means is that easy. I am 150% still here to win a world title, and I am really interested to be a part of the finals and try to win it in that kind of fashion.
With the help of an extended off-season, John is back at 100%.
This is probably the most excited I've ever seen John.
2-foot surf and gigantic 40-foot surf at the Eddy. The man can do it all. The biggest challenge for John is just trying to stay in one piece from start to finish.
As competition continues, John faces fellow American Kolohe Andino.
Florence heading towards backdoor, armbar to slow down, now speeding up and gets the exit. He's got more time than anybody in the pit at backdoor. And as we go into the barrel with John Florence, spinning multiple times.
Florence taking a look here. Going to go back door. John drops in, stalls, behind the curtain, still going, second section, and has to bust out. Kolohe Andino needs to kind of shake John from priority, score a wave, and get back into this.
Goes down here in the round of 32.
Ball blows. John Florence onto the round of 16.
For Kelly coming into this year, he wants to defend pipe. He wants a 9th title. He could beat everybody on tour on any given day. That's what he wants to prove, and the best place for him to do that is at Pipeline.
Kelly Slater takes center stage as he faces Brazilian Iago Dora.
Kelly Slater, long wall in front of him, in the barrel, travels through this first section, and no way he's going to make it out of that one, not even the GOAT.
This is an odd heat for Kelly. It's a slow one. It's not how he likes to compete. They're both looking at the horizon. They know there's no action.
I don't know, one my day, you know, and the ocean just lets you know. So, really frustrating. It's all good. All good. Had enough good luck. I can deal with the loss, you know.
Coming up next, the women continue to make history at Pipeline.
The horn just sounded, which means we are officially on.
And off the top, throwing lots of spray one more time.
Unbelievable power display of hacks.
And gold medalist Carissa Moore sits down with Joe Turpel.
I lost the world title after being in the lead all year. I was angry. It's like you're grieving.
Welcome back to the Billabong Pro Pipeline.
As the overlapping format continues and the whales are putting on a show at Pipeline.
The horn just sounded, which means we are officially on. Who's in the water today?
So we're going to have these first 2 rounds of women, and it's a really nice size for us, so I'm happy about it.
On the women's side, it's back to Pipeline again, now seeing more reps through a really healthy winter season on the North Shore of Oahu.
The women's competition is called on, and California's Lakey Peterson is up against defending event champion Moana Jones-Wong.
We've got Moana Jones-Wong back in the draw, so now we're going to see her come into play against, you know, the top 17 and all those great names trying to hunt her down.
Moana Jones-Wong, got to be the favorite out of Pipeline.
Definitely. Already called the queen of Pipeline for what she did last year in pumping conditions.
Lakey Peterson off the top, throwing lots of spray one more time.
An unbelievable power display of hacks. Gets her the lead off Moana Jones-Wong.
On her forehand, Lakey Peterson with 2 big cracks off the top there.
Peterson went to town on this. Just love this classic Lakey turn here.
And it looks like we're running out of time in this heat, so the whole script is changing from last year. And Lakey Peterson upsets the defending champ and moves into the quarterfinals.
Killed it.
God, I was like so scared there was gonna be a good left. I told her at the end after I know, I was like, oh my God, but heck yeah, I was stoked. That was a good one.
In the round of 16, 2-time world champion Tyler Wright faces Australian Sally Fitzgibbons.
And action already getting started with Sally Fitzgibbons.
Big tap.
So on her way to a big head start over Tyler Wright.
Tyler Wright over there at back door.
That's a really nice wave.
Oh!
Here we go with Tyler, big snap there. One more time, floats, lip line glide, puts it down. Fitzgibbons trying to come back here, opening snap, make it 2 for Sal. And that's all it's gonna be. And it will be Tyler Wright on to the quarterfinal.
Hawaiian Carissa Moore has been dominating competitive surfing for over a decade. However, in 2022, the 5-time world champion faced one of the most challenging moments of her career.
Stephanie Gilmore, officially an 8-time world champion.
I lost the world title after being in the lead all year.
What is that process like to move on?
It took me, I would say, a solid month to get over that one, you know, and there was like moments where I felt good, other times I just started crying hysterically, I was angry, it's like you're grieving. Not the case.
Yeah, not the case now, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out the new format. Like, what do you do when you're sitting there waiting for everybody to come to you? Who's it gonna be, right? And I actually was rooting for Steph because I was like, okay, she's gonna be tired. She'll be tired. This is great. So we want Steph to keep going. And then she got there. I was like, oh, all right, well. It felt like I was swimming upstream that day. You know, like when you have someone as talented as Stephanie Gilmore, 7-time now 8-time world champ, and she has this incredible flow with the universe. When she's in flow, it's pretty unstoppable.
Is there any way you can be satisfied with a runner-up finish, whether it be an event or a world title?
Yes, I can. It takes some time. It takes some time to process it and be satisfied and be at peace.
How are you feeling about the season starting?
I'm really excited for this next season. I think last night was kind of like that final closing of the chapter for me. I'm so honored to be a part of professional surfing at this time. It's such a special sport. There's just like, it's like nothing in the world because it's not just black or white. There's a lot of rainbow in it. So it's really beautiful.
Otherwise, Paola is at the 5, and then we're at 25.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
The 5-time world champion begins the 2023 season right at home. With a spot in the quarterfinals on the line, Carissa takes on wildcard Alyssa Spencer.
Looks like Alyssa Spencer here. Boom, tags it on the forehand. Down the line, lots of speed. Flares one more maneuver.
Here goes Carissa. She's down to left. Big snap. Oh, that was really nice. And then backs it up.
What drives her inside, it's not revenge or anger or anything like that. For her, it's like having aloha inside.
Carissa Moore, 5-time world champion.
Love the way she just digs her rail in so hard.
Maybe one more opportunity for Alyssa. She is going to duck dive out of competition here. Carissa Moore on to the quarterfinals.
We also saw as soon as you get out of the water, there's a whole crowd wanting to come up and say hi to you. What does it mean to be competing in front of this pipe crowd?
I'm so excited to be back on home turf, competing in the first event at Pipeline. I'm excited. I've been spending a lot of time out here, so hopefully I get some barrels.
Coming up next, the hometown hero lights up Pipeline.
Mr. Florence, he is enjoying the playground he grew up in. He's got more time than anybody in the pit at backdoor.
This is John Florence at backdoor. John disappeared. He's gone. Can he come out? There he is. He said it's on. Oh my goodness. What just happened?
Literally.
Welcome back to the North Shore for the Billabong Pro Pipeline. Earlier in the round of 32, Australian Jack Robinson showcased why he's one of the best barrel riders on the planet.
Covered in the barrel. Coming out, Jack Robinson grabbing rail, pipe barrel.
Just got to try and find a rhythm out here. This Pipeline is its own beast, and yeah, just got to work with it.
3-time world champion Gabriel Medina put an exclamation point on a backdoor beauty.
In the barrel, disappeared. He comes out. Coming out.
And Hawaiian John Florence easily advanced to the next round.
As we go into the barrel with John Florence, spinning multiple times. He's got more time than anybody in the pit at backdoor. Well done for John.
The heats have been really lopsided, so it's like you're going into heat kind of hoping you're on the right side of it. My whole goal is just kind of get started and get moving, and I think it kind of worked out.
Florence faces Brazilian Miguel Pupo as the round of 16 gets underway.
I think pipe is the pinnacle of our sport. It's my favorite wave in the world and the scariest wave in the world, and I'm humbled every time I go out there.
I feel like something crazy is about to go down.
John, backdoor, long wall, but even John will not find the exit door there. No, he does! What just happened? What just happened?
Literally.
He skipped an entire section
That was a magic trick. That was unbelievable.
Oh my goodness. Pesky judge, 3 and 4 with those 9.8s. John's gonna have to settle for 9.93.
Here's Miguel looking at backdoor, grabbing a rail. He's in the barrel. He's covered, disappeared, completely gone. Where's Miguel? There he is.
We've got a bigger one behind him, Mr. Florence. He is enjoying his backyard. The playground he grew up in, called Pipeline, throws down a reverse. John has a 19.33 combined total, the best combined total of the season so far. Miguel Pupo will give a congratulations to John Florence.
It's those heats that are the fun ones. Those ones that are really tricky, that are just like, you got to find it and you got to do it. And for me, those are the ones that are, you come out of it and you're like, yeah, I got it.
In the next heat, Brazil's Gabriel Medina takes on Australian Jack Robinson.
I would say that probably Jack has the advantage. Right now, it's really shaping up to be more backdoor, and I think it's an advantage being on your forehand. As good as Gabriel is, there's some advantage to being frontside, and Jack's just a weapon.
Here we go, dropping in. Gabriel Medina, Pipeline, getting barreled, getting covered, and coming out.
Wants to add a little bit of something to it and has to kick it away.
Jack, Mr. Auto Magic Robinson at backdoor, he's disappeared. And he's coming out. So Medina and Robinson, back-to-back, Pipeline and backdoor. Here's red-white, Gabriel Medina at Pipeline again, stalling in the barrel, covered, the wave spits. Medina coming out, boosting, incomplete on the aerial, but score the barrel.
Incredible technique, just staying nice and deep, but just wanting to make sure he was still making it.
Waves starting to fill in. Here we go, red. Jack Robinson, Mr. Auto Magic at Pipeline, coming out of the barrel with a little chop hop right there.
Amazing technique. He's one of the best to do it. He grew up surfing waves like this in WA.
And Jack's gonna ride his way into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I felt good going into that one, I know, but I also wish we came up against each other later in the contest. But yeah, I'm sure we'll do it another time.
The competition continues and the quarterfinals begin. The first matchup features two-time world champion John Florence against 25-year-old Jack Robinson.
Whoever wins could go on to win the entire event. That's how important that quarterfinal is.
Here's John, dropping straight into the barrel. Disappeared right off the bat, traveling, and he's coming out.
Look at that, straight into the barrel, over on the foam ball while he's taking off.
Florence, 7.17.
John Florence up and riding. Stalling in the backdoor barrel, standing tall, coming out the doggy door. As we see Jack Robinson pedal to the metal, speed down the line in the barrel, and he's gonna sneak out the doggy door as well.
These next one's a good wave.
Here we go, up and riding in red, Jack Robinson in the barrel. At backdoor, disappeared, and he's coming out the other side. Finishing with a beautiful floater after a backdoor barrel.
Jack Robinson remains undefeated over his good friend as he's into his first semifinal here at Pipe.
In the next quarterfinal, Italian Leo Fioravanti is up against Jordy Smith.
Leonardo has gone through so much, breaking his back at Pipe, separating his shoulder when he re-qualified for the second time. Then it's definitely built a fire. A guy that does not know the words give up.
Here we go, Leo up and riding on a right-hander, carving.
Day like today, it's about doing big turns and big sections. That's where they're gonna get the points.
Jordy Smith. Jordy eyeing up a section. Lip glide through that first section. Gets the board right back under him. Slides the fins around.
Jordy, he's gonna be really tough to beat today. He's got a lot of power.
Fioravanti now needs a 6.43 to take that lead away.
Leonardo pulls in the barrel. This one's got a longer wall. He's still going, and Leo comes out. So a nice backdoor section there, negotiated well, not done yet.
It's going to be the Italian, Leonardo Fioravanti, semi-finalist at the Billabong Pro Pipeline.
When I took off, I saw it build up. I'm like, okay, this could be the one. And I was just stoked to find a good barrel in some tough conditions. Yeah, it feels amazing to start the year off with a great result. And, you know, it's going to be a long day, but who knows? Let's go heat by heat, but, you know, I'll give it my all.
Coming up next, we crown a women's pipeline champion.
An airdrop for Lakey Peterson in the barrel, nice and clean at back door.
Tyler Wright drops in, beautiful barrel.
She finds a little runner here, back door, pulls in, slotted deep.
For Carissa, there's so much behind her. Losing the world title to Steph. You're back at pipe again, starting from scratch.
Carissa Moore looking at this, beautiful backdoor wave, pulls into the barrel.
Can she go the distance?
Welcome back to WSL Presents the Billabong Pro Pipeline.
Quarter number 1 already getting started at the Billabong Pro Pipeline in memory of Andy Irons.
Earlier in the quarterfinals, Hawaiian Carissa Moore continued her run through the draw.
Carissa Moore has to get through this section, finds it, threads it through. Good job by Carissa Moore.
Also progressing to the semifinals was two-time world champion Tyler Wright.
Pulling in, slotted, coming out.
I knew Tatiana was going to go for the lefts, so I thought I'd play to my strengths and go for the rights.
Tyler swinging again.
Slotted deep and finds the exit.
Aloha ka kahiaka kako. It's finals day at the Billabong Pro Pipeline. Our finalists making their way to site for the road to a pipe title.
The first semifinal features American Lakey Peterson and Australian Tyler Wright.
Tyler Wright's gonna get the first chance.
Slots nicely into the barrel and comes out. Up and to the lip, big jam, comes down, sticks the landing, showing some risk with the barrel ride.
Peterson finds the barrel, threads through that, comes out with a little bit of spit, lip glide, puts it down. Lakey Peterson on the answer back.
For Lakey Peterson in the barrel, nice and clean at back door. Lakey is coming out and off the top with a huge gaff.
That is a bigger wave for Lakey, and that's going to grab more attention from the judges.
She has taken the lead. Tyler Wright, tube hunting, finds a barrel, gets under the hook, high line exit for Tyler Wright. Looks to the oncoming section, gets a nice fin throwing snap.
Last score of Tyler Wright, a 5-4-3. Tyler Wright back to first.
Well, Tyler Wright on to the finals. Lakey Peterson with a semifinal finish.
She's a gnarly competitor. Oh, it's freaking. She's
So
really
are you.
good. Yeah.
In semifinal 2, it's an all-Hawaiian affair as Carissa Moore faces Betty Lou Sakura Johnson.
Both Hawaiian surfers, both of them have such raw power, and they're both really good barrel riders. I think whoever comes out of that heat is going to have a good chance at winning the final.
Carissa up and riding here. Trying to fit into the barrel, doesn't find the section, so throws a big layback up into the lid for a nice jam off the top.
Here we go. Betty Lou Sakura Johnson. Nice carving turn. Under the hook. Gets covered. Pokes out through the white water.
All right.
Boy, that was not an easy job for her to do.
Here we go. Carissa Moore looking at this. Beautiful backdoor wave. Pulls into the barrel. Still traveling. Coming out. Wrapping a beautiful carve on the end section.
Wow, look at the airdrop on this. That was so nice.
It's an excellent score. An 8-point ride for Carissa Moore. Sound of the horn rounds out semifinal number 2. Carissa advancing to the final.
I know I have my work cut out for me with Tyler Wright. She looked on fire in that last heat, and she's just building momentum every heat. And she's one of the strongest competitors I've known, through my whole career. So we have definitely a battle coming up.
The final is set as 5-time world champion Carissa Moore takes on 2-time world champion Tyler Wright.
Tyler Wright takes on Carissa Moore. What a classic. Unbelievable track record at this wave in a very short period of time. I don't think any other duo have that many championship tour finals.
Here we go, black up and riding, Carissa Moore. Big bottom turn, hacks it off the top. Close out in front, not done yet. One more slide back into the whitewater section.
Here comes Tyler Wright. First turn, nice snap off the top. Power hack right there, great motion to finish. And now Carissa will have priority on the switch. still is hoping for a score of substance in this matchup.
Stalling in the barrel, getting covered, backdoor comes out.
Carissa Moore now turning in her best score so far of the final. Tyler's turn. She'll just pull in. Next section is getting nice and mushy, but she has so much speed to push through it. And she trims the end section and stays on her feet. There's the celebration for Tyler. That was enough to take the lead off Riss. And now Carissa needs a 2.83.
Down the line with tons of speed. Huge off the lip float.
Lands with authority. Is that enough to turn this final?
Carissa Moore needing a 2.83, gets a 3.83. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
After losing the title last year in September, Carissa Moore's back to #1 in the world.
Carissa Moore is your Billabong Pro Women's Champion at Pipeline.
This I feel extra special because of the way that the season ended last year, and I'm so grateful.
She has official closure from everything she's been through, and she's back to #1 in the world.
The history behind Pipeline and the Pipeline Pro, and it's just like to win this event is up there with the world title for me. It's really special.
Carissa Moore, #1 in the world.
With the win, Carissa Moore takes first place in the rankings. Tyler Wright is in second, followed by Lakey Peterson and Betty Lou Sakura Johnson.
These guys have known each other since they were little kids, childhood prodigies, groomed to become world champions.
Coming up next, we crown a men's Pipeline champion.
3, 2, 1.
It's finals day at the Billabong Pro Pipeline.
Earlier in the quarterfinals, Italian Leo Fioravanti continued his impressive run.
The fist pump for Leo Fioravanti.
Thank you.
Australian Jack Robinson pulled off an upset and eliminated two-time world champion John Florence.
Always a good battle for sure when we come up against each other, and hopefully many more to come.
Jack Robinson is a surf prodigy from Western Australia. From an early age, he was destined to be a world champion.
There is nobody that knows that piece of reef better than Jack Robinson.
Last season, Robbo was a breakthrough performer.
And he does it again. Robinson has gone back-to-back.
It was a special year. It was just a good foundation to build on. Just you grow more, mature more, everything becomes more familiar.
The maestro.
For Jack Robinson, I think he's always been that guy, the prodigy, win a world title. We couldn't get him on tour fast enough.
For the Australian, an amazing season finished with a disappointing result at the WSL finals.
I was so angry after I lost. It's just the competitive part, the angry part, but then the learning part and everything else that came with it, it's me, I gotta figure it out. I think it just kind of fueled the fire more, so the fire's only gonna get bigger.
The big rotation, he gets it.
This season, Jack is taking aim at his maiden world title.
Jack Robinson is focused. It's really hard to get anything out of Jack because he keeps it inside.
He's not a guy where he needs good waves to win. He can win in challenging heats. When someone's crawling up his back, he'll enter that space, and he has such a present moment in himself where he is there. For this year, I'm counting on Jack to be competing for a world title in September.
And falling from the clouds, Jack Robinson.
Follow the process and we're gonna get there. It's a long road, huh?
In semifinal 1, Robinson faces Brazilian João Chianca.
Jack, world #3 last year, his best result on the championship tour.
After the win in Mexico, he started finding the formula. G-Land, Margaret River, those wins were back-to-back because he had officially arrived just in his second season on tour, featured in the Rip Curl WSL finals, and off to his best start to date in his career here at Pipeline. Joao starting to realize that might have been it.
And going to the final is Jack Robinson.
3 final appearances last year and the first event for your year into the final. What's going to take to get the win this event?
Yeah, still haven't thought about it. Not giving you anything just yet. Just chipping away at it. It's kind of just got to try and find the rhythm. So.
Semifinal 2 features Italian Leo Fioravanti versus Brazilian Caio Abelli.
Leo Fioravanti, a victim of the mid-season cut in 2022. He had to fight his way back via the Challenger Series, ended up winning the rankings, setting himself up for another run on the championship tour.
Here we go, up and riding. Leonardo, the gnarly Ninja Turtle. Fioravanti, the Italian, staying in the back door, and he's coming out.
He gets sidelined, then he watches his peers that he was compared to, Kanoa Igarashi, Jack Robinson. They're in the Rip Curl WSL finals without him.
There's Leonardo.
All those years of burning and missing out, he's putting it all into 2023.
Kyle, you're in second. You're comboed, needing a 12.0 to go to first.
Kyle realizing the position he's in. Fioravanti, he's going to be in the finals here.
The final!
I know. One more to make, my first ever final here. It's a dream come true, but at the same time, there's a long way to go. If the ocean wants to give me that rhythm one more time, then try and do it one more time.
The final is set as Jack Robinson faces off against Leo Fioravanti.
These guys have known each other since they were little kids, childhood prodigies. They were groomed to be where they are, to become world champions. They're all taking those steps in the right direction. First wave of the final, Jack Robinson. He is able to stall for maybe a quick tube. Now harder off the bottom, explosive finish. This is Fioravanti, fired up, punches out the first section. Vert climb on the second effort. Nice little finish for Fioravanti.
Here goes Jack Robinson in the black. And Jack off the top. And hits the next section. Snap floater.
Here we go, Leonardo Fioravanti up and riding in the barrel. He kicks out. He wants the paddle battle outside.
3, 2, 1. Leo can't get into it. And it's all over. Jack Robinson is your champion of the Billabong Pro Pipeline and your new world #1.
Yeah, super grateful. My mum's here watching on the beach, and my wife's here. Everybody, all part of my team.
It's so fun. I don't even have words.
He's always had it. It's just, look, his talent's just coming to fruition. This is amazing. I can't believe this actually happened.
Put our hands together. Your champion of the Billabong Pro Pipeline, Jack Robinson.
It's not just the wave, it's the people too. It's an honor, man. Seriously, come here for so long. Just the people who support me, the good mana, the good energy. Man, no words for this. It's just respect. It's a special one. I dreamed of this one.
With the win, Jack Robinson takes the yellow jersey and moves into first place. Leo Fioravanti is in second, followed by Brazilians Caio Abelli and João Chianca. On the next episode of WSL Presents, we welcome surf fans to the famed Sunset Beach, an iconic wave that demands respect. Bouncing back from the disappointing endings of 2022, Carissa Moore and Jack Robinson steamrolled the competition at Pipeline. Now surfing in yellow, both surfers have won events here at Sunset Beach. Jack Robinson in 2019 and Carissa Moore 10 years earlier. The road to the Rip Curl WSL Finals rolls on at the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach.